Hello and welcome to WJTS in.form. This is a program where we interview people from throughout the community, find out what's happening. And today we're going to find out the events going on in April in Huntingburg, Indiana. And joining us in the studio is the Executive Director for the Huntingburg Chamber of Commerce. That is Nick Stevens. Nick, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it letting me be on here again. We have a great time every time.
Well, you know, is April the biggest month for Huntingburg? Because it just seems like there's so much that goes on.
You know, I always tell everybody, we kick off the spring season, and truly we kick off the Christmas season in November. Between April and November, Huntingburg in my opinion, owns those two. Christmas stroll weekend, obviously once you get through Christmas stroll, you're at Chris Kendall Martin and Ferdinand, which is by far probably the biggest Christmas celebration in the county. But at least we kick it off and we get people motivated. So we're really good, but the month of April, pretty much just this stamp that you're going to be in Huntingburg. If we had passports to come in here, you'd have to stamp it.
All right, well, let's talk about some of the events coming up in April.
All right, well, first off is the Daffodil Stroll, which will be the first weekend of April. Will actually be this weekend. The Merchants Association puts that on every year. It's a wonderful time. Daffodils planted in all the flower pots. The spring shopping, everybody thinking spring. It's before Easter, so you get that Easter shopping. And again, with that end, now with Single Thread downtown and Beth Carter's Bridal Boutique, you've got all these places where if you need a dress for Easter, if you need a tux for prom or anything, which is we're in the same season, those guys are there. Plus we've got the jewelry stores, we've got the antique shops, the flower shops. So it's a perfect opportunity to come in Huntingburg, celebrate spring, see the daffodils up and down 4th Street, and just have a good time. And it's always a great weekend.
Is it a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday,
Saturday, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And Sunday, okay.
Sunday, and it's not. I always want to stress that on Sundays, not every store we guarantee they'll be open. The majority of them are, but there might be a few that are closed. But for the most part, from noon to 5 or noon to 4 on Sunday, there's always some stores open.
Okay, and then so that's this coming weekend.
That's this coming weekend.
And then what's our next event in Huntingburg?
The next weekend is the Garden Gate Festival, which I hold true and dear to my heart because of some other events within the festival. But that all kicks off on Friday downtown. Again, it's more of that thinking spring, thinking the holiday, think Easter, think everything. Think about the gardening that you're going to do in your house, at your house, and what you're going to plant, what you're going to do landscaping wise. Again, hopefully the daffodils will still be good from the week before. We'll have downtown all decorated from the week before, as well as more for the Jazz Festival that'll be on that Saturday. But it's another great opportunity to come to Huntingburg. Hopefully some even better deals or the same deals that you had the week before. So if you've seen something the week before, you always come back and pick it up if you need it. So yeah, it's a great weekend.
And that's the Garden Gate, which has been around for a while.
Yeah, the Garden Gate's been around for, I think, over close to 15 years.
Okay.
In itself.
But there is an event that has been added, and it complements that event, but it in itself, it's a great event.
It is. We've got the Garden Gate Jazz, Art, Wine, and Craft Beer Festival. And I'm impressed because I got that all right. And that is going to be on Saturday of the Garden Gate weekend, which will be April 12th. Okay. Everything starts at 10 a.m. We have the art garden opening up. And we've got some vendors from all over southern Indiana coming in with jewelry, art, decor, different events. There's some food, some different snacks. That starts at 10. The music, the wine tasting, the craft beer tasting starts at 2, and that runs until 8 o'clock. The art garden's open until 6. Some of them will probably still stay there past 6, but we told them, at 6 o'clock if they want to start closing up because it starts to get dark. That they could. So it's always a great time. We're in our 3rd year. It's been a successful journey, a great partnership with the Chamber, WJTS, and the Du Bois County Tourism, as well as the city, have always stepped up to really help us make this event happen.
And we're going to have you joined by Jim McFall, who is your co-chair for the Jazz Festival Wine and Craft Beer Tasting. Come on and do a show next week to talk about the event, because this event is for next weekend.
Correct.
The dates would be
April 12th.
12th. Okay, that's the
April
Jazz
12th.
Fest. So
That's
we'll
the Jazz
have
Fest.
another show to talk specifically about the Jazz Festival.
Correct.
So make sure you tune in next week for Inform on
We got a
WJTS.
lot of info
Yes,
on that.
Yes, yeah, we'll go over that. Okay, other events.
On April 16th, we're going to continue our business education series for the chamber, and this one's over the new area code overlay. You know, there's a lot of questions of what that means, and we truly want to look at what it means for business. You know, the new area code is going to be the 930, and I don't think anything's going to truly take effect in those numbers being issued until I think September.
Right.
But we need to start putting in the area code when we're dialing a number. So if you're calling the chamber, it's 812-683-5699, not just 683.
And you can start getting in the habit
You
now.
need to get in that
You can
habit.
get in the habit now, yeah.
Because, you know, you'll be sitting there come September and you just type in 683-56999 and they're going to go, well, this number's been disconnected or we can't.
And then the other thing that's kind of confusing is if you are calling a local number, even though you're using the area code, you don't have to put 1 in front of it. But if
Right.
you are calling outside of the area and it's still 812, like you're calling Evansville,
Right.
then you got to put the 1 in front.
Yeah, so it is a little confusing.
Crazy.
So I mean, Pepper Moharan from AT&T is going to come in and be our speaker. Pepper has always done a great job of trying to come through and to talk about the changes that are happening on the mobile end. But this affects more than just the mobile end. But AT&T is well prepared for this, as well as everything through Indiana regulation, the phone regulations. So we're ready, and we just got to get in that routine. So we're just going to try to educate our business people, educate members of the community, and that's on Wednesday, April 16th at 8 a.m. in the chamber office. We'd like for people to RSVP so they can call the chamber office or shoot us an email at info@huntingburgchamber.org.
Is this open to anybody?
It is open.
Okay.
It's specifically for our members, but it is open for anybody.
And will you have donuts again?
That's my goal.
Okay.
That's my goal,
Donuts
yeah.
and some average coffee.
We have some average coffee. I'm not the best coffee maker, but we try our best.
Okay, and then other things in Huntingburg?
Well, and then that Saturday, April 19th, is the Huntingburg Kiwanis Car Show. Always a great event. And, you know, last year we had over 119 cars up and down 4th Street. It's not as good as it was a few years when the JCs did the event. They had a guy who he was a car enthusiast, and this is all he worked on was car shows. They had 500 cars. I sit here and look, where do you park 500 cars, as well as getting people to the event. So I'm happy with our number. I always love to see that number increase. I don't know if we could handle 500 cars as our group. You need a lot more volunteers. But Huntingburg Kiwanis, it's a big fundraiser for us for Riley's and the Ronald McDonald House. And we also do it for the programs that we do within the city, for the schools, the kids, whether it's the Teen Outback, Southridge High School, or the middle school when they send the kids to Washington, D.C. So it's a real important part. It's our biggest fundraiser for Kiwanis. We're real excited about that. You know, again, put on my president's hat for Kiwanis right now, but the organization does a great job of trying to support the local youth. And without there, a lot of things wouldn't happen. They probably would happen, but we're really working to make the betterment of the kids' lives in our community.
We'll have to have you come back the week of the car show and bring a gearhead with you and
That's
and
right.
do a
Yeah,
show.
we'll bring one of the guys in. Al Mahanovitz and Phil Pyle. They're truly the chairs of it. I'm kind of snuck in there as like the third wheel on this.
Okay.
But those guys are doing a fabulous job making this event happen.
So we'll talk about that too then.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3
yeah,
weekends
1, 2,
in
3.
Huntingburg.
It makes it quite interesting.
The first weekend, the second weekend, and the third weekend.
Mm-hmm. Last year, with that, we also had our annual dinner in April, and we did it the day before the Jazz Festival. And I will tell you, you want to talk about putting pressure and being on the hot seat, that puts you on the hot seat. And I asked my board this year, I said, let's not do that
Push
so
it off a
close.
bit.
Let's push it off. So we've pushed that off into June. June 10th, we're going to have the annual dinner at the Huntingburg Event Center. And Paul Page, the radio voice for the Indy 500, is going to be our speaker. Paul is a wonderful guy. He does a lot of work, not only at the Speedway and with ESPN and covering NHRA, IndyCar. He's covered NASCAR. I grew up listening to Paul Page, and so it's really cool. For me, it's like listening to that guy I've always heard on the radio or seen on ESPN. But he's done a lot of other things. He's really involved with the Scottish Rite up in Indianapolis with the Scottish Rite Cathedral. He's a wonderful individual. We're really looking forward to having him come and speak. Coming right out for the month of May, really anticipating the 500 and all the events up in Indy being awesome. So I am pumped for this. This is going to be a great event.
So people need to, the chamber members need to watch for
notifications
on
watch
that.
for notifications. That'll be coming. I think the fees this year is going to be $25 for an individual. A table of 8 will be $175, like it's always been. We've also got to thank, I got 2 sponsors I've got to thank for this, German American and Jasper Engines. They're really helping us out to make this possible. So we're really excited for it, and it's going to be a great event. And Catering by Meyer will be catering the event for us, so it's even better.
Well, Huntingburg's hopping.
We're always on a roll.
Especially in April.
That's right.
All right, so we have this coming weekend is the Daffodil Stroll.
Yep.
And then next weekend is the Garden Gate Festival and the Garden Gate Jazz
Art, Wine, and Craft Beer Festival.
I forgot the word art. And then the Kiwanis Car Show is the 3rd weekend in April.
Correct.
Wow. Yeah. All right, and then you've got your business event.
The business event that'll be the following after on the April 16th on Wednesday.
Nick, thank you very much for coming back. And I look forward to you coming back to talk about the Jazz Fest next week on 18 WJTS.
We are looking forward to it.
All right. Thank you for watching WJTS Inform. We are local people watching local people.